Hello, welcome to Bad at Board Games. My name's Brad Blake, and I'm bad at board games, so you don't have to be. Today, we're going to be talking about the hot new card game. Is it a Magic the Gathering killer? Is it a Pokemon killer? Or is it just a really good card game? Probably the latter. So this is a little different. I'm going to go over the Kickstarter, but I'm also going to talk about, kind of give you my thoughts on it. I have played this. It is on BGA. Tried to play enough of it where I get the idea of like, is this going to be good? I may not understand all the cards and which factions are better than the others, and you're going to have more abilities and more cards when you buy booster packs and such. But what they have on BGA is pretty good. It's limited time only. If you want to check it out and see if it's something you'd be interested in owning. And then, but we're also going to, so we'll talk about both as we go through this. And starting off, let's jump into GameFound and we'll take a look. Stick around. I'll tell you what my value rating is for this. Like looking at, should you wait, or are you going to get any bonuses for this and it's worth kickstarting now, or should you just wait till it hits retail, or are you worried that it's going to be like Lorcana and you can't find it? So let's take a look. We have $3 million already. Like this thing came out of the gate. It was funny because like it came out and I wasn't even aware it was like coming out, and it was immediately like snagged up by all the people who really are into these card games, and everybody's like looking for the next Magic the Gathering. Is this going to be the Black Lotus? Is this going to be worth $50,000 or $100,000, whatever it's up to now? In 10 years, that's definitely the draw with these, and why so many people get into them and start trading with them and selling them early on. So in 2 minutes, this thing was snapped up. It was gone. And we have 7,884 backers. Now that's compared to, like I just did Martin Wallace's Steam. They got 1,000 backers. So almost 8 times as many backers with this. So Altered, we've got, it's a battle game. So unlike Magic where you're fighting each other and losing hit points and such, this one is like a race. So you have a tableau in the middle, and there'll be mountains or water or and like grasslands. And I don't think there's a fourth one, but don't hold me to this. Just 3. And you're playing cards in a way to like race your companion and your hero to meet, and whichever player gets their companion to meet first, or their pair, they win that game. So I think it's pretty slick. Spoiler, I think this is a good card game. And as we go through it, I'll try to talk more about that. They've got a 24 euro pack. Looks like you'll get to choose 2 of these races, and they have like engineers, and they have, I'm going to call them, the fire ice. So they've got the sorcerers, and they all play different. They got the forest people, but they're not, it's a little different than, they lean that way, but it's not like a red deck and a green deck like Magic, although it kind of is. Like the sorcerers, they get to roll dice, and so you may roll well or you may not roll well, and that could be, that's going to bring an element of randomness to it. The engineers have you're trying to play and build an engine literally, so that you get more powerful if you can play the right combos and get the units, the bugs, spiders, things out. So there's or there's the speed one where they're just going to go and try to like barrel through, but then they may run out of steam as they go. So it's I've played. I haven't played all of them, but I think I've played like 4 or 5 of them already, and so. I'm rambling. Let's keep moving. So you get to pick 24 euros for 2 of these starter packs. Expert pack, you're going to get 2 decks available from the starter kit, and then you're going to get a booster box, which is nice. If you're really wanting to go into a card game like this, I always would buy a box of boosters. It's not cheap, but I think it kind of is what it is. If you're interested in these kind of games, you want to be able to get the cards that you want, get some rares, build a deck that's going to be competitive, and then you can sell the rest or trade for others, things like that. Now you're still only going to get 2 of the starter decks here, which I find interesting. I kind of like the, if I don't know if I'm going to back this, but if I were, I think I would want all 6 of the starter kits so I could pick and choose which heroes I want, and then have a booster box that would then, some of those cards are going to work with each faction. So if you only pick 2, you're going to get a bunch of booster cards that you can't use for the factions that you choose, and you don't know which factions you want them. So go check it out on BGA. That way, if you're just looking to pick a couple of these, you'll know which faction you enjoy. I really was not good at the engineers, so I wouldn't pick them. So 4 displays. So they jump. It's interesting that they're not letting you just get like all 6. I guess we'll keep going down. You're going to get 4 booster displays, and that's a lot of money. I don't know if you need 4 boxes of these things. And then the legendary Gamegenic. I like Gamegenic containers and holders and all that kind of fun stuff. And you're still only getting to choose 2 decks from the available 6. That's funny. 3 boosters instead of 4. And now we're up to $550. So, and then you get the art sleeves, and you get some standees and premium adventure track. So here's the track that you're racing on in the middle. Looks like you're going to slot these coins in to be the different kinds of, the terrain that you're going over. And then coming down here, you get a mat. And then the divine pack, where you get all 6, 46 displays. Holy crap. That's crazy. 42. Wow. I guess if you're a store, this might be what you do. And then you're going to get a 6 uncut sheets. And I don't know, you'd have to, for those of you who are into these card games, I don't ever know that the uncut sheets are like worth that much. Can you comment down below? Let me know, like, are those valuable in the future? I know the individual cards are very valuable, but I never know if like the uncut sheet really is ever worth it. Then you get some signed prints. Alrighty, so not worth it. Then if I was going to spend $500 on this, I would not get the Gamegenic stuff. I would get this master pack where I would get more displays instead of I would rather have another box of boosters than I would this. And you're doing that only if you're going to start doing tournaments, and only if you really think this is going to be valuable. People are jumping on this hoping that some of these cards are going to be valuable. I don't know if that's going to be the case. This could fizzle out. And then we have optional buys. So this is where they're, if you want to buy all 6, you can add, each one's going to be $13. So let's see, they're saying $24 for 2. So it's essentially the same price. You save 2, and I say dollars, but it's euros. So whatever that converts out to. And so if you wanted, let's see, you're going to pay another $26.52. So you're going to pay like $75 ish, 75 euros. So it's going to be 80 something dollars if you want all 6 packs and nothing else. If you wanted the booster display, you're at $129 just by itself. And it's equivalent. It's a few euros off if you buy the $149 expert pack, which is still probably the one I would lean to if I were going to back this. And then, you can get the Gamegenic card sleeves and such. I prefer just the regular clear card sleeves versus the ones that have printed on the back, because as I change up and move decks around, if I don't want to have to pull cards out of the sleeves and put them in because I'm playing the fire guys or the engineers or the um, the sorcerers or whoever. Um, that's just my thoughts on it. Playmats depends on if you like the playmats or not, or you want to go buy something cool off of the internet. All kinds of places you can get really cool things. The standees will do nothing in the game. That is a nice to have, and you may get annoyed with pulling them out. Normally this track here in the middle where you're racing, they're putting the standees on there. They're normally just chips that are moving to show your companion and your hero. So it's cute, but it's not like needed. It's not really going to change the experience at all. Upgraded markers. So you can spec all that stuff out as you want, I guess. Then they've got some acrylic standees. Those are nice. And then Gamegenics, I would probably just go on Gamegenics, miniature market or somewhere and find those, unless you just want it to be embroidered with altered. But I'd rather it be more generic where I can use any card game in it. And then it looks like we have a zip up album with sleeves in it. You can go get a 3-ring binder at Walmart for that. And I like this. This is a nice Gamegenic box. If you're going to get the mat and everything, that is nice that it will hold the mat in there for you and deck of cards. I do like mine for Marvel Champions, but mine's more dedicated to cards, but it's the one that I grab. I'll have some, villain campaign in it, and I'll have a few heroes in it, and have all my chits and everything. And I do enjoy it, and I use the mat, the cover, as like my player board, but this one would be your neoprene mat. So they are putting a lot into this. So, and they have stretch goals and things. Everything's unlocked. And I haven't really looked at all those, but you're gonna get stuff. There's gonna be extra cards, and they're still just cards. So the gameplay of this. So I have played, let's say, I think 5 games of this, and I've tried different ones, and not great at it. Won once. I think I lost 4. But that comes down to like knowing the cards and which ones are going to chain together and work together a little bit better. But I like the system. I think this is unique. I think, if you're going to buy this to be in tournaments, I don't know what the meta is going to be like. I don't know how broad this is going to be. I don't know how supported this is going to be. People are hoping that it becomes something so that the cards become valuable and people want them and so forth and so on. So I can't talk to that. What I can talk to is the fact that being that it's more of a race versus a battle is unique, and you're going to have like an area where you can have like your walls or buildings or some permanent cards that come out, and then your hero that you have can get triggered. You can trigger abilities off that hero. It's not really, your hero's not doing much, but it has abilities that if you play certain cards, it'll trigger things. And then you have like a discard pile, and then you have an area where you're going to play things. But those things leave and then go to the discard pile, and they can go away. And I'm doing a horrible job explaining this, but you're gonna get cards in your hand. You start with like 3 mana, which doesn't allow you to get 3 or 4 mana to start, and that doesn't allow you to get a lot of cards out and to race your hero or companion out. And so what you're going to do is it's going to allow you to, the very first turn, to discard up to 2 or 3 cards to increase your mana pool. And that then allows you to play some bigger cards. And then those cards get played. Sometimes they get removed. Sometimes you may have an ability that lets them stay out, but they're going to get removed and go over into a reserve area. And those creatures or heroes or whatever you have may then be cheaper from the reserve area for mana than they were to play it out of your hand. So there's a cost there, difference. And just like with magic and all that, you're going to have spells, you're going to have creatures, you're going to have things that allow you to move, you're going to have buffs that allow you to move faster. whoever gets the highest rating in either the companion side or the hero side is going to kind of win that race battle, and then their chip is going to move and your chip is going to stay. So you're trying to pick, if somebody is getting super strong on the hero side and you're like, I can't beat them over there, I'm going to work on the companion side, or are you going to work both? There's those kind of puzzles that you're doing, and then are you going to get rid of a card like, I can't play this card, so I'm just going to use it as mana on the next turn. It's real interesting in how they're doing that. And it's not mana cards. All your cards are like a resource. So you're trying to say like, okay, I've got 2 of these and I'm going to use that as mana this turn. And it's at the beginning of the round. You don't get to just like, as you're playing, continue to bring mana out. So first time you get to discard 3 to have extra mana. And then every round after that, I believe it's only just 1. So do you hold on to cards and have a lower mana pool, or do you keep discarding cards to try to have a bigger mana pool so that you can play more things as you continue to draw from your deck? And it's quick. They're talking like 30 minutes, I think we saw somewhere. Let's see. I don't know, but it wasn't. It's not super, 15 to 30 minutes, and the games go quick. So that may or may not be something that you're interested in. I haven't played Magic in forever, so I really can't tell you how long Magic takes anymore. I don't ever remember it being super fast unless somebody's deck is just completely wiping you out, right? We're going to go all the way down here. Try to find shipping. Terms of use for fun, blah, blah, blah. There we go. So I find it unique. I enjoyed it. I would say some people may say that like I think this is 7+ easily. I would say after just my 5 gameplays of it, I'd probably rate this at an 8. I'm not going to get into this. It's kind of like a campaign game. If you get sucked in and go down the rabbit hole, this is, you have to decide, is that for you? I wouldn't mind continuing to play it on BGA, but it's going to be a limited time only. And once the campaign ends, the VGA thing ends as well. But is your store going to have it? Are you going to have people to play this? This gets into the very like, what's the meta of your area? What are people playing? Are you going to have people get into this with you to try it, and then maybe more people get into it because you have 3 or 4 or 5 people that are into it? Or are you going to drive an hour to go play it? Just realize that as you look into things like this, because if you're the only person with it, guess what? You're not going to have anybody play. And then you have a game that you think is cool and nobody to play it with. So be very aware of that on any kind of game that requires, a tournament or another player. Like a board game, you can invite anybody over and you can try to teach them this. And if they like board games, they'll check this out. But these kind of things where it's like you're building decks and you got to spend a bunch of money, like who in your group is going to do that? So, talk to your local gaming store and see what the vibe is with everybody, and if people are into it and how many people are backing it. And that'll kind of like lead you into like, yeah, I'm curious in it. I want to try it. I'm going to spend $150 plus shipping. And shipping is saying to America, we're looking at anywhere between €6, let's say $10, and $25 for the master pack. So, the nice thing about cards, they're just heavy. They're going to be a brick of a box, depending on if you get like, the $500 one with a whole bunch of booster boxes, but at least they're physically not a lot. That helps with shipping. So, and I don't know what this will be like. It's going to hit retail, but I just don't know if you'll be able to get it. Like Lorcana, like I'm never going to try to, I got a pack because there was one pack available to get, but then couldn't get another pack to even, play somebody else. So, people are just buying that up to sell, and all the Disney people and everything. You're not going to have that with this, but how available is it going to be? Hopefully it is available so people can actually buy it and try it. And when they see somebody do it, so hard to tell anymore. My value rating for this, I would I've never known anybody to be that happy with the starter box, right? So if you just want to play the game and you want it with you and your kid and you want to try something, yeah, $24. The value of it's probably like a 4 out of 5. It's not over the top horrible. It's not great. But I don't think that's that bad, really. So 4 out of 5 for that. Now, as soon as you want a box of boosters that you may or may not be able to use because you only have 2 starter packs, then the values, I would say that's average. It's a 3 out of 5. It's not a great deal. It's not a horrible deal. I don't know what the value of the cards are in. There's so much to try to understand. I think the, $500 one is a value of 2 or 1. But, if there's a 5 $100 cards in there, then you've made your money back. So, but what if it goes bust and they're all worth a penny? Who knows? Who knows? I don't go into all of this. This is not my meta. This is not, I'm not that channel. I'm a board game channel, not a collectible card game channel. So there's a reason for that. But let me know what you think. I can recommend the game. I thought the gameplay was good. I think if you're going to hold me to the fire with it, like, where do I think this lands as far as like a BGG ranking? I would probably land around an 8. I think it's good. I think it's unique. I like the mechanics that it's bringing in a way that I haven't seen before. So that's what interests me in it. I don't think I would need more than, I would want, if I were going to buy this, I would want a booster box and, probably more than 2 starter kits. Just to be able to try the different factions that are in the game and see which ones I like the best, and be able to adjust as I wanted. That's my opinion. So let me know what you think down below. Are you invested in this? I know we're more of a board game channel than this, but I have Marvel Champions. I've played Magic. I mean, like, everybody likes different things. How much are you into card games? But like I said, with this, make sure you have the people to play it with. There's going to be a community near you to play it with, would be my biggest caveat. And then, just like anything, make sure you have the cash on hand if you're going to buy this. So hopefully that was useful to you. And let me know down in the comments what you think. Have you played it on BGA? Have you, what do you think of the playthroughs? What do you think of the mechanics? Just curious to know what you think in general. So comment down below. And just remember, no matter how you play, whether it's solo, with family, or friends, enjoy whatever you are bringing to the table. Have a great night.